Hey guys, it's SFP here, and welcome to episode number 2 of my FIFA challenge with Phasar 3. This is episode number 2. This is the beginning of the season, guys. Last episode we had the preseason tournament. That was a long video, if I recall. This one is significantly shorter, not as short as I would like, but a lot of things actually happened in this run of 3 games, so I wanted to get as much of that as possible. And here we have our first game against yes, Blackburn Rovers. Wow, for some reason I forgot I was Derby County. That happens, guys, especially when you don't use a team that often. And so I don't think I've ever used Derby County, to be quite honest, in any of my FIFA games or any of their predecessors. I do know there was a couple of American players, at least two that were in Derby County. So I'm somewhat. I've heard of Derby County. Obviously, I'm not. It's not that new of a team for me per se, but I don't think I've ever used them in a career mode. I think I may have used Blackburn Rovers at some point, maybe in FIFA '08 or FIFA '09, but never Derby County. So this is a new one for me, and I'm actually quite enjoying this FIFA challenge so far because I'm using players that I haven't really used before. Obviously, for those of you guys who missed the first episode, me and Phasar 3 obviously chose the teams. He chose 10 players, I chose the other 10. And then basically, we differ in 3 players, mine being Dempsey, Michael Bradley, and Omar Gonzalez. And I believe he has Vardy, Mahrez, and Balassi, I want to say, but I'm not quite sure. I'd have to double check his channel. But also, guys, once he uploads his second episode, I will leave a link in the comment section, or no, excuse me, the description down below. Wow, for some reason I cannot speak today. Anyways, enough about that. Let us begin with the game here. And we see here, Blackburn actually has the first opportunity here. And what a close one by number 32, Conway. And as you can see here by the replay, that was too close for comfort, in my opinion. And again, the blunders of my speech seem to be taking its effect. Here we have Iñacho, who cuts back. He's going to slot it again, but we missed just barely from the mark there. I think it might have even chipped the crossbar there, or the post. And now here we're going to see an opportunity from a corner kick. And Gray has the header. And Gray almost makes the goal here, the first goal of the season. We're still waiting for that, actually, because the preseason goals obviously don't count for this tournament. So technically we're still waiting to see which one of these players will actually score the first goal of the season. So that'll be exciting once we get it. And it seems that it won't happen this half, though, as the whistle will be blown. And we go on in the half with a 0-0 draw, guys. And I gotta say, guys, basically all my games are must-wins because Phasar is actually usually plays in world class, so he actually went to professional for this one. And here we slot one, and I'm trying to remember who it was, and it is Victor Andrade with our first goal of this season. So anyways, as I watch the replay, I gotta say that all my games are must-win because Phasar typically plays in world class. I still haven't cracked world class. I've cracked it, or I've meddled with it. I've tried to tinker with it and see how far I can go. I don't seem to be that well right now, at least with the lower ranked teams. I haven't tried it with a more established team or a higher ranked team, but maybe that's the key. Maybe I just have to get a better team. But anyways, obviously he will have less difficulty winning. And here you have Traore, who gets a second opportunity by a weak save there from the goalkeeper of Blackburn. And this is basically a blunder that could get him, or could make the goalkeeping choice kind of questionable here because that was slotted in perfectly for Traore to make a second attempt. The defenders there kind of just slept through the whole thing, which, that is not something I want my players to do. So if my players ever do that, then I might have to consider shuffling the lineup here. But right now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm actually using my B team. And the reason being, as I said before, all of my games are must-wins. Here we have Iñacho with another opportunity, and he slots it for the third goal of the season. And not so bad for my B team, actually. I wasn't quite expecting this level of dominance. Maybe I just caught Blackburn on a bad day or something, but we get the third goal here. And I think this pretty much clinches this game for us. I don't foresee them overcoming this deficit in the next 5 game time minutes. But who knows? We've seen weirder things than that. But nevertheless, I think this is being put to bed right now. And as I was saying, all these games are must win because I don't foresee Phasor having any difficulty with this league games. We might actually have to go to the first tiebreaker, which is how many cups we've won, which is why I'm actually going to use my A team for the cup games. I use my reserve side to do these league games, just as long as I'm getting positive results. And as we can see here, this game is obviously a positive result. So, so far my method, my tactics are actually working, but nevertheless, it is way too early to tell, guys. Way too early. But anyways, I'll take this 3-0 win uh, away from home, which was amazing. We have a first win here. Nice way to start off this season. And now we're going off, which I believe the next game will be a Capital One game. And these are the contracts that I've renewed for several of my players. And now we have a train simulation, and I believe finally Toro will grow another one. So I believe he started off at 67. Now he's a 69 rated player. He's slowly becoming or coming up there with the likes of everyone else. So that will be exciting, guys. And now we have a Capital One Cup. I believe it's Capital One Cup, or is it? And again, I'm using my A team. I could have sworn there was another name for the Capital One Cup, guys. Or maybe it's another iteration. Another one before that, because I remember in previous FIFAs it wasn't called the Capital One Cup. I believe it was called something else. For those of you guys who do know, please let me know in the comment section down below, because right now it's irritating my mind. I know this is gonna it's gonna bother me for the rest of the video, but if you guys do know, let me know in the comment section down below. We're facing the first round that we're in against Wycombe, and I believe that's how the team is pronounced. I believe they are a third division team in the Football League 1. But also, guys, if that is wrong, which, knowing me, that's probably the case, please let me know and correct me in the comment section down below. I have no problems with you guys correcting me if I pronounce something wrong or if I am misinformed. I obviously want to know as much as possible when it comes to teams that I usually don't use. So Derby County being one of them. I obviously am not as knowledgeable on them as I would any other team that I typically use. So any knowledge is welcome. And it was here as Sandro with a nice shot, and Sandro has been very key for Phasor 3. I saw in this first video, Sandro basically scored on what I want to assume is like every single game or every other game. He's been phenomenal for him. On my side, because that's my pick. Sandro was my pick for the team. And here we have an opportunity yet again, and this time it's for Clint Dempsey, basically star forward here. But anyways, I picked Sandro, and apparently Sandro's been really good for Phasor. My side of the pond, Campbell has been really great, as you'll see in this episode so far. Campbell's been amazing. I've been using him. And it's very interesting, guys. I don't know if you guys ever check Phazor's channel out, but I think the best way to enjoy this series is to see both of us play it, not simultaneously, but basically per every episode, check both and kind of get a feel for the different types of styles we use, which players are being or we're benefiting from. We're benefiting from different players. Like I said, Phasor is benefiting from Sandro. I'm benefiting from Campbell, and different formations, different tactics, different ways that we go about the league so far. And here we have a first opportunity, and we slot it perfectly. And I believe that is number 21, a player whose name I cannot pronounce, but I actually have him as a center midfielder, and I believe Phasor is having him as a holding midfielder. Which he can't play both positions, that's fine. But just in that fact, we have the same player on our starting 11. Different formations, granted, but we're using him in a different way. So that, I think, puts a nice little caveat here, a nice little something extra to bring to this series. And it's Milinkovic-Savic, I believe is his name. Anyways, we have Dempsey. Dempsey has the ball. He's going to go for the shot, and he gets clipped from behind. And we're going to get a PK call, guys. And our designated PK call taker will a PK call taker. Our designated PK taker will be Michael Bradley, although I know Dempsey is usually the one taking PK calls, even for the U.S. national team and for the Sounders team, I believe. So I actually was tempted to switch him, but I figured the AI chose Michael Bradley, and Michael Bradley isn't a bad PK taker himself, and he slots it in, and we double our lead here in the Capital One Cup. And we see by the replay a nicely driven PK. Actually, a little bit more to the corner, that would have been a perfect one, but I think there was enough power in that kick and enough placement to trouble the goalkeeper, and I didn't see him saving that one bit. I wasn't worried for a second, and this is his first goal, Michael Bradley, for the Capital One Cup, and I believe for the league, for this team himself. So that is how the first half will end, guys. A pretty substantial 2-0 lead, although you know how this saying goes. 2-0 leads are typically the most dangerous ones. And if you guys remember the intro, or not the intro, but the episode 1, we did have a 2-0 lead at the half during the preseason tournament, and we almost squandered it. Here we have Joel Campbell. And again, I bring it up, Joel Campbell has been a nice little gem that we've had, and I do appreciate Faisal for picking him for this challenge. I actually quite like him. And I gotta say, guys, so far I'm really enjoying this challenge series. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. I know I spoke to Phasar at some point and told him, you know, if this becomes successful, because I typically signed off for one season. And I'm saying signed off as if I signed a contract or something, but basically we agreed that this would be one season because I really want to focus on my other career run, which is the Morecambe one. So I didn't want to overcommit to this one. You have Joel Campbell with a great opportunity again, but this time the goalkeeper from Wycombe just makes a nice leg save there, barely dodging that opportunity that we had there. Anyways, I told Faisal that if this actually becomes a thing, if people like it, and if we both enjoy it, then we might extend it for a second season. You know, have the same team. The rules would probably be adjusted because the rules were set up with the idea of this being just one season. As we can see there, what a great save there from our goalkeeper Capino. Basically, the rules were set, and before I even continue, again, Joel Campbell with his second goal of the season, making it 4-0, and it's moments like these that make me want to try world class, to be quite honest. I don't know what it is. I'm very inconsistent when it comes to goal scoring. I gotta tell you guys straight up. There'll be games where I'm basically 3-4-0, and basically solidify a game early on, and there's other games where I have difficulty. I don't get that zero. I don't get that goal, excuse me, and I end up with a zero on our side of the scoreboard. So it's a little bit frustrating. I just hope I'm more consistent. I think that's the issue here. But anyways, I told Faisal that if this becomes successful and everyone enjoys it, then we might push for a second season and readjust the rules once that happens. And that will be the end of this game, guys. So far, 2 wins. Oddly enough, though, it's 1 league win and 1 cup win. But that is good because, like I said, I don't see Faisal having too much issues actually going or winning actually the league. I That's my goal as well. I want to make sure that I'm the winner because we obviously have that rule where the loser has to say something good about their rival team. I know Faisal doesn't want to do it. I don't want to do it, although I think he hates it more than I do. So, if worst thing comes, I think I'd be better off talking about my rival team than he does. But nevertheless, I don't exactly want this to happen either. Anyways, here we have the last game of this video. Excuse me. And it will be against I do apologize, guys, for this mind fart, if you will. I don't like using that term, but I actually was someone was distracting me, and so I didn't quite get the name of the other team here. Anyways, we're using our B team because the turnaround time between the other game was relatively short, so I don't want to uh, get any of my players fatigued to that extent, especially early on in the tournament. And by tournament, I mean league or season, excuse me. And it's Brighton actually. Okay, this works. Because I don't want to risk any of my players getting injured, we have a very concise roster here. We only have 23 players, so if one player gets injured, that will put a damper on our plan, or at least my plans. I don't know if Phasor has any plans, but it'll put a damper on my plans here. We are allowed to make transfers. However, I think we spoke about having the first transfer season, the first transfer window closed. I didn't do that because I didn't remember if Phasor agreed to that. I think in his video, though, he actually stated that he forgot to do it. I left mine open, but I haven't made any transfers as of yet, and I don't see it happening at the moment. And obviously, I'm more of a youth academy type of person, so I think I might invest more on that, especially if we actually do make a second season. I'm kind of making it so that if that does happen, I'll be in a nice spot to take advantage of it. And here we have our first goal, and it was a little bit of a lucky one here, as you can see. Our right back, Samedo, I believe is his name, uh, takes a nice driven shot, and it gets deflected by one of the center backs here from Brighton. And the goalkeeper gets uh, caught by surprise. I was gonna say caught in no man's land, but that's not the correct phrase that I want to use here. But he gets the deflection basically takes him by surprise. I don't blame him at all. And it is Semedo with the goal. So I get a right back to score. That's pretty amazing. Uh, anyways, here we have what is the end of the first half. And speaking about that, I thought just to make things a little bit interesting, guys, just between you and me, I'm not adding this to the challenge at all, but I want to see if I can get every single player on my team, besides the goalkeeper, to score a goal. I think that would be interesting. That would be a nice little extra thing for you guys, and so I'm not too worried about it right now. But maybe once we get to the halfway mark, then I'll be a little bit more proactive in that goal of having everyone score at least once. And here we have Kennedy with a nice driven shot to give us, uh, or double our lead, excuse me, with a couple seconds left. And I think this is game, set, and match. I don't foresee Brighton making a comeback. They might actually get one goal. I think that's a possibility, but I don't think they'll make a comeback whatsoever. What a nice driven shot by Kennedy. Another pick from uh, my YouTube partner here, Phasor3. Anyways, here we have with the last couple seconds. And that will be game, guys. We actually get 3 wins this video, which is great because, like I said, every game is a must win. I don't foresee Phasor actually slipping any games, so I want to play it safe. I want to make sure every single game is a win, and that will be the end for this video, guys. Please, if you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I will leave a link to Phazor's video once he posts it up on the description down below. Follow me on Twitter at SFP Soccer Show and on Twitch at SFP Gaming. Until next time, guys, see you all later.